A significant shift is underway in the global energy market as China steps in to secure Russian oil that India has begun to relinquish under U.S. pressure. While Washington has targeted New Delhi with punitive tariffs for continuing oil imports from Russia, Beijing has moved swiftly to take advantage of discounted prices, raising broader questions about China's growing influence over global energy flows. Reports suggest that Chinese companies have arranged contracts for at least 15 tankers of Russian crude scheduled for delivery in the coming months. Each tanker carries between 700,000 and 1 million barrels, placing China's purchases at more than 1 million tons of oil. This volume reflects not only Beijing's determination to lock in favorable energy deals but also Moscow's urgency to find buyers as Western markets remain closed by sanctions. The United States has taken a particularly tough stance toward India, imposing a combined 50% tariff on certain imports as a direct response to New Delhi's post-conflict oil trade with Russia. Washington argues that India's expanded purchases and resale of Russian oil to Europe and other destinations represent speculative behavior that undermines sanctions. In contrast, the U.S. has not applied the same level of pressure on China, viewing Beijing's energy relationship with Moscow as long-standing and less opportunistic. Even so, the long-term implications are striking. By taking in oil at lower prices, China is not only strengthening its own energy security but also positioning itself as a critical outlet for Russia's embattled economy. This development could deepen the strategic partnership between Moscow and Beijing at a time when Western countries are seeking to isolate the Kremlin. India, meanwhile, finds itself in a difficult position. The Modi administration has insisted that national interests must come first, yet reduced imports reflect the heavy weight of American sanctions. With limited leverage in trade negotiations and fewer industrial advantages compared to China, India remains more exposed to U.S. pressure. As a result, New Delhi's room for maneuver in balancing relations between East and West has narrowed. For China, the dynamic offers a strategic opportunity. By absorbing oil volumes originally intended for India, Beijing not only gains an economic benefit but also increases its geopolitical resilience. This reinforces the perception that China is willing to sidestep Western sanctions when it suits its interests, signaling to both allies and rivals that it will continue to pursue an independent path in global energy markets. The energy realignment now unfolding illustrates a broader challenge for the international community. While sanctions seek to constrain Russia, they may also be accelerating China's rise as an indispensable energy partner. For Western nations, the question is not only how to respond to Russia but also how to manage the growing influence China gains from these very sanctions.